everyone, it's Christina. Welcome back. I've got to get on the ball. My 12-week year 2 starts on Monday, and today is Friday. So I got to get on it. I got to get going. So if you're ready to jump on this journey with me, stay tuned. All right, so my 12-week year 2 is starting on Monday. I took a couple of extra weeks off between my year 1 and my year 2 because of the holidays, and it just so happened to land like that. And so I want to take you along with me on this year 2 journey. And I'm putting out another video that it'll be, I don't know if it's going to be attached to this one or not, but I did do a little blurb video about the 12-week year membership group that I host. And there's actually multiple groups within that. But, and I talk in that video, in that portion, about the things that really changed for me with goal setting. And it is a shift of your mindset, but it's a good thing. It's in a good way. Like, hey, you can't wait until fourth quarter to figure it out. Like, that's not helpful. You got to know what you're looking, you got to know where you're going, right? The other thing that happens is that people don't set goals. They don't have anything that they're working towards. They don't have anything that they're looking forward to, right? You are looking forward to the outcome of the goal, right? That's the goal, is the outcome. What are you doing, right? What are you looking forward to? So what I wanted to do is I want to set my planner up to accommodate my year 2 for the 12-week year. And I wanted to show you how I do that and what I'm going to be including in that portion of my year 2. I also want to put out into the world what my goals are for year 2. So I am going to... one of my goals that I failed on in my year 1 was writing 8 articles. What typically ends up happening is between your years, you take time to celebrate. And so I did that. And I also took some time to think about what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and what some possible solutions could be for changing the things that didn't work. How can, what can I do to make it work? So one of the things that I didn't do very well on was writing the 8 articles for my blog, for my website. I set it at 8 because I know I'm not good at it. And I knew it was going to take some prep time to think through some things and get a process nailed down to be able to write the 8 articles in the 12-week time span, and then to nail down those processes at the beginning of this and to work through those 8 articles so that the next year I could continue this and maybe even write more, but it wouldn't be a goal anymore. So that's kind of where you want to be, right? Is that you want to get it to where it's not a goal anymore. You're just going to do it. Right? It's not a goal. You don't write the same thing down every single time, every single year. The videos, 2 a week. I was doing pretty good with that, but what happened is that I'm not planning. I need to pre-plan what I'm doing so that I know what I'm doing. So when I come down here to my office space, which this is going to be a video coming up, I know what I'm doing. And social media. I have to get my processes lined out for social media. That is getting on a regular posting schedule to where at least a minimum of 1 post on each platform that I'm using goes up. That's my goal. So I have some goals, like I said, and a lot of times that first week of your 12-week year is spent mapping out some more details because you already started thinking about it, right? Like, you can tell I've been thinking about these things. But it's also about getting your processes kind of lined out so that you can keep track of all of these things, and setting up your scorecard so that you can track your progress and make sure that you're seeing what you need to work on and having those mini celebrations of things that are going well. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to just kind of show you the things that I'm going to set up for the 12-week year in my planner. Okay, so now we have the camera turned around and I'm going to talk to you about how I'm setting up my planner. I'm going to talk to you about how I'm setting up my planner to accommodate the 12-week year. Now, my 12-week year is going to go from January 10th to April 3rd. That's 12 weeks. All right. So it doesn't start January 1st and it doesn't end March 31st. Okay. So 12 weeks. That's your dates. All right. So this is a Hobonichi Day Free that lives right here in this pocket. I'm putting that back where it goes. And I'm going back to my videos tab because I'm actually using this. It's amazing. All right. So I'm going to kind of go fast here. Are you ready? I'm going to put in enough weekly pages for this time frame. I'm going to put in enough daily pages for this time frame. And let me touch on that for a second. The daily pages. What's happening to me is I'm only keeping a month in here at a time. That's typically what I do, right? That's what a lot of people do on rings. They keep a month in. When the month changes, they put in their new things and they reset. I am going to be completely resetting at my 12-week year, when my 12-week year changes, all right? In the meantime, I'm going to be adding things to this. And I'm going to be doing what I want to do in here. So if I feel that I'm getting bored feeling, then currently I have this stack of things, okay? The backs of these I can write on. This is different artwork that I have done over some time. Most of this is done with a jelly print. Okay, here's just a dashboard. And I have fun things that I wanted to add. Some vellum, some crinkly wax paper, different things that we cleaned our brushes off on that I can add in. I have all this scrapbook. I have Christmas paper here on the back of this page, this divider. It could be a divider. And I have all this scrapbook paper here that is all one-sided. Okay, so I'm going to continue working on this stack, rounding the corners, and I'm going to keep it here under in my filming area is where I have it, and I'm going to continue adding those pieces in, and I'm going to write on the back whatever I feel like writing on the back of them. These are different scraps that I have cut away from cutting those other papers down, and I've began to round these corners. And so what I've done here, you can punch these and add them in. I can add them in here. I can add them in my journals, all the things. I will probably pre-punch them for my rings, and then if I end up adding them into here, I will probably just washi tape over the holes because I want these to be ready for me. Right now, I have some of them, I think, when I say that, I'm like, oh, maybe I don't, stuck in here, right? In this pocket here. So that's what I need. That's what I struggled with last year, was getting bored. All right. So I'm not going to get bored anymore. That's not going to happen. I am going to set myself up a system to not get bored. Okay. Make your planner whatever your heart desires, whatever you need it to be. That's what you need it to be. Okay. I did a previous video showing these inserts that you guys can kind of see a little bit in the background here. I also have this container that I actually got from Target. And as you can see, I set this thing up where I can flip through it this way, flipping through it. Okay, I have styologies I've taken apart. I found little notebooks in thrift stores that I've taken apart, but I need to punch holes in it so it's more readily available, ready to use. These are some things that I've gotten from Amazon that I've kind of left in packages. Okay, set yourself up to be successful with your planner. All right, so back to this list. I'm going to be adding those daily pages in. All right, so what that's going to look like for me is that's going to look like, I'm going to write this down because I need to do it. All right, daily pages. Okay, I need to decide paper that I'm going to use. All right, I will probably watercolor those pages. Excuse me. I need to date the pages. Okay, so I need them in my planner. That's the first step. Deciding on the paper. Actually, hole punch and put on rings or end rings, whatever you want to say it. This is the first thing, right? This line. Decide the paper, hole punch them, and get them in here. And then I can start watercoloring and dating them. I don't have to have them all dated right today, okay? But over a handful of days, I need to get this done, okay? So I'm ready to go. And my months are in my day free. That's the monthly calendar that I'm using, so I don't need to have those printed out. And really, the other things that I want to add in is actually one of my goals. But if that wasn't my goal this time, like year 3, it won't be my goal, right? So I need to make sure that I have these social media planner pages in here. So basically what I need to do, what you could do if you were setting this up for a 12-week year, is to go through each one of your sections and say, what do I need behind each section for this time frame? For my membership groups, when are our meetings? I need a page set up for each meeting. I need to do that too. Meeting pages for memberships. Okay. And then on a weekly basis, obviously you can replenish any note paper that you have, those type of things. You know, you're still going to maintain your planner on a daily and weekly basis, kind of like that type of stuff, removing things that you don't need in there anymore. But I felt like, especially with my daily pages, I was feeling like they were leaving so quickly. And I'm like, wait a minute, I was still looking at that, or I still didn't, I still want to refer back to this, or I just kind of felt like it was a little bit sparse on this area. And also planning forward. I'm like, oh, I can go ahead and write that in, or I would like to have a sticky note. Because my monthly planner, and I'm going to, again, I've got a lot of videos, you guys, coming. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see videos like this. I want this to be more full. And I will actually link to a video by Sterling Inc. She totally inspired me to change the way that I use this monthly view. Make this work. A lot of you, and I am not talking to the decorators out there, okay? If this is functional planning right here. I don't want to have on here simply this, and that's it. What is the point of that, right? I need to have everything on here. I need to have my weekly goals on here. I am doing the 12-week year. So what am I working towards for that goal for this week? I want this written. I want this stuff planned out. I want my social media planned out on here. I need my birthdays and stuff on there as well. I've got my Aunt Peggy and my mama birthdays in January. But I've had my membership group meetings on there for the Readers Bible Study group. I need to add some more of those meetings on there for some other things I have going on that I haven't even added on here yet. So I want to, that's going to be an upcoming video, is how I'm going to be using this. And I did it a little bit last year. I started kind of toying with getting more and more information filled out. One thing that I was thinking about though is, even as I was filling these few things in, was maybe having a line designated, because there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines there. Having a line designated for each thing, kind of, to where it's like, okay, membership groups gets the first line, and then birthdays or you know, kind of like dinners, or I don't know, whatever, some things can be on the second line. And then if there's any bills due that I need to be aware of, on the third line, things like that. Do you know what I mean? To where they have their own line. And so that way it would be easier to see the things. Like, okay, you know, that's kind of towards the top, or, you know, these things are kind of towards the bottom. So it would kind of feel more cohesive throughout all of the months. And I have watercolored through April. So yeah, I'm just really, like I said, I'm really working on making this work for me, putting in the pages that I like to look at, using paper that I like, using colors that I like. I do have stickers. I do have watercolor. I do have acetate. I do have magazines, and I don't know if I said that one. I do have different pages. Like, I want this to be something that I want to have in my hands. If you have questions or comments, leave those below, or reach out to me by email or private message. Until next time.